Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a right to step in after more Paul Pogba transfer talk. There are many hints that an international break is upon us. Gareth Southgate has to hold court on all matters from vaccinations to racism, from workers' rights in Qatar to plastic pitches. The tiresome talk about fantasy leagues takes a welcome break. Watford sack a manager. And, of course, the old faithful. Paul Pogba goes off the cuff and sends some Manchester United fans off the chart. For convenience sake, Pogba just happened to be in Turin this past week, taking part in the extremely entertaining Nations League finals. Pogba and Turin have history, in case you have lived your past few years on some sort of permanent international break. He is a favorite son of Juventus. Naturally, the local journalists asked him about a possible return, and he answered them with casual candor. "I always speak to my former Juventus teammates, like Paulo Dybala," he said. "I'm in Manchester, I've still got a contract there for a year, and then we'll see. I want to finish well in Manchester, then we'll see what happens." Even allowing for the standard international break caveat, the lost in translation clause, this is pretty routine Pogba stuff. If he is not saying it, his agent Mino Raiola is saying it. And this came just a day or two after sources in France suggested Pogba was almost ready to sign a new deal at Old Trafford. As the player himself might say, it is all a bit déjà vu. When it comes to contract negotiations, Pogba holds all the aces. If he lets it run down and there is no decent alternative for him next summer, and let's face it, Juve with their dire financial issues hardly looks an attractive option, Pogba will still be able to sign a new fantastically lucrative agreement with United. But while it seems to be the way of the modern coach not to get involved in contract issues, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a right to step in at this point. Solskjaer has a right to flex his muscles. If Pogba, as his throwaway remarks in Italy suggest, really is just going to see out the remaining months of his contract and then see what is out there for him, then Solskjaer is within his rights to question his commitment. Is United a better team with a 100% committed Pogba in it? Of course it is. But is United a good enough team to be competitive at the very top without a Pogba, who is less than 100% committed? Of course it is. Should Solskjaer step in and give Pogba an ultimatum? Let us know your thoughts here. Pogba will say that, regardless of whether he is going to let his deal tick down, he will always give his maximum. But that is hard to believe. One part of his mind must be on what is going to happen in June. The 28-year-old is quite within his rights to keep all options open. But, while it might be a case of cutting off your nose to spite your face, Solskjaer would be quite within his rights to tell Pogba